start news off. We'll start with the freshest thing that happened today. Will and I just watched this. The Scary Stories trailer dropped. I have to say, I'm excited and also curious at the same time. Because, like, some of the stuff they said in the trailer, I'm just kind of like, who's the name that they keep mentioning? Because it's been a while since I've read some of these stories, but I don't remember the name of the person that they're mentioning that wrote the stories, apparently, of the book, that if you read it, it reads you, or it... I don't...
I think they're kind of just tying it together. Like, they're trying to take a group of stories and tie them together, like, portmanteau style, kind of like an anthology where everything's connected. And she's the string that leads them together. I guess her name's Sarah Bellows.
Okay.
And I guess it's her stories that she's telling.
Okay.
And, like, I have no idea. I don't recall ever having any mention of Sarah Bellows.
Why don't you just say it's Alvin Schwartz that wrote it? The guy who wrote the stories, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah, I get where they're going with that, because now we can tell these stories and
It's like a good-ass book, too.
tie them together, I guess, which you don't have to.
No, see, when they first said they might do this, I was kind of thinking, oh, well, I kind of just go along the lines of what they did with Goosebumps. Those movies. I mean, yeah, they might not have been great, but it was an idea where they're just like, he wrote all these different stories and books, but they all exist within a universe. And then maybe just do something where you kind of just unlock that universe or something. Not like kind of throwing in like a fucking, like Slender Man type idea where it's just like if you read the book then it's like gonna find you and shit like that. I don't know.
You've got like a Crypt Keeper type narrator that's gonna tell a story and then you'll just live the story or whatever, you know. It's like, so I guess the stories,
it looked like Harold the Scarecrow was in there.
Yep.
I can't remember its name, but it was the white woman with black hair that was like in... I remember you wake up in the story and you're like in a white room. And she's just there. So it's like this whole whiteout scenario. But I guess instead of it being like this weird white place, they're just going to put her in a hospital-like setting. I guess white and whatever.
Yeah.
That's in there. The spider thing. The spider face thing. Which I was like, could you get like a girl that looked a little bit... I mean, I know it's Stephen Gemmel's art. You're not going to find a human being that looks like that, but... Come on, blonde.
Yeah, that would have been an odd choice.
Yeah, so, I don't know, that's just me being picky. When everything else looks pretty damn accurate, like, you have that kind of a glaring issue. And then there was, like, they had a ghost at the end. I was trying to piece together, to me, what story that was. Let me get the book here. I feel like it's, like, toward the end of one of these stories here. Because I remember there was one where they go into a house that's rumored to be haunted, and then, like, this female ghost comes down through the ceiling, and I thought it was supposed to be, like, a priest or something that was, like, going there to, like, exorcise it. You know. Can't remember all this shit. I mean, they wrote these... Like, when the fuck was this stuff written? It was, like, back in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it be the very first goddamn set of books. Trying not to have dead hair as I'm flipping through the book.
There's like,
why didn't they do Wait Till Martin Comes? That was like one of my favorite stories.
With the cat?
Yeah, it's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Or the Viper. The Viper's the
Viper, come to wipe your windows.
He's the best one.
I'm the Viper. I'm coming up.
I'm the Viper. Coming up. Going to wipe your windows.
I'm right down the hallway.
Well, no, it's not Clink. The one I was thinking of was Clinkety Clink.
Oh, who stole my...
This was...
Clinkety Clink was when he took the coins from the woman's dead eyes and put them in a tin.
Yeah, it was one of the stories where... Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you just, like, you read to the end and you just go, you got it! And then you just grab somebody and then they punch you in the face.
Yeah.
I think that,
I think there was one where, like, a head dropped down through a chimney and, like...
Yeah!
There's a lot of ways they could have gone with it.
More Scary Stories was a lot, like, they had those kinds, and then it was, like the urban legend type stories. That was More Scary Stories was like that.
Oh, and then there was the one about the sausage.
Oh yeah, that one was.
There's the
pretty.
Viper.
Yep, the Viper.
Looks like Danny
Baby-
DeVito.
Oh no, I'm sorry. They kind of did. They did that in the first book too. May I carry your basket?
Yeah.
The Wendigo, which was boring as fuck.
Yeah, which is disappointing.
This one, the haunted house. I think that's the ghost that was supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm showing the camera. I don't know if this is going to
Speculation,
make it into the.
Speculation, really. I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of hoping that it does well enough that maybe they'll do a second. More scary stories to tell in the dark.
We should all go together, so then that way I can hold your hand and I won't be scared during the scary parts. 'Cause I'm frightened of stuff in the dark.
It's just so interesting how many people were affected by those books as kids. That, like...
Yeah, they were fantastic. But I remember reading them when I was younger, and I was like, I'm allowed to read this?
Yeah.
I'm like, some of this stuff is really fucking morbid.
Yeah.
I mean, even just from like a Fables end, there's like a story where a kid just sees a toe in the ground and just fucking hacks it off.
Yep.
And takes it home, and the family's like, let's make soup with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't eating no toe. It's like a giant, like, where do you live? You find a giant's toe, and he's like, ah, cool. Let's make soup out of it.
Big soup out of a giant toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird shit. And then there was like the werewolf girl.
Mm-hmm.
And like that story, they're just like, it was a naked girl. She was naked. And I'm just like, all right, I get it. Werewolf. I did no clothes. Yes, I understand.
With no clothes on.
With no clothes on.
Naked.
That's the reference for somebody's like, they say funny things sometimes. I don't get it, but it's funny.
That's